Yo, yo, yo. Look at, whoa, whoa. King of the Pit TV. There's ROCKSTEADY. Place to be. Shouts to my man Gary. Come on. G to the Y. G to the Y, G to the Y. Oh my, we got Pearl Jam, PJ, Private Jet, Pyjamas, Punk, Josh, my mate, Punk Josh. No Code is the record. Track 1 of 13 is where we're going to start. We're not going to start on track 2 or 5 or 10, alright? Don't get excited. I'm not going to remake the wheel here. What we're going to do is we're going to take it back to basics, go through the record, starting with track number 1. I haven't listened to an album in a minute, so if you're on the Patreon, nice to meet you all again. Thank you for being patient. I should have a surplus of albums coming out right about now, so enjoy the ride. But Gary, this one goes out to you. I appreciate you as always, my very good friend. I've got another recommendation or two from yourself that I'm going to continue on with afterwards. This first one is entitled Sometimes. Sometimes, just sometimes, not to be mistaken by the Sometimes by Jerry Cinnamon. What happened to him? What happened to Jerry Cinnamon? He came and went, didn't he? Put some respect on Mr. Cinnamon. 6 of Swords, keep on plugging, people. Come on now.
Large fingers pushing pain. You're God and you got big hands. The colors blend. The challenges you seek my part, devote myself.
I've never seen this album artwork before, by the way. Or at least I don't think I have. So this must be more of an underrated Pearl Jam record, am I right in saying so? You tell me, you're the fans. When was this put out?
My small self, like a book amongst the many on a shelf. Sometimes I know, sometimes I rise, sometimes I fall, sometimes I don't, sometimes I cringe, sometimes I laugh, sometimes I walk, sometimes I kneel, sometimes I speak of nothing at all, sometimes I reach to myself, dear God.
It's a good start to the record. It establishes a bit of tension, a low dynamic, a slow build. This definitely serves as an intro track, because I'm looking forward and I'm ready and I'm excited to hear what track number 2 is. So I don't mean to detract from the value of this as a piece by itself, but it definitely serves as a stepping block into track number 2, i.e. into the album. Shall we see what comes up next? We've got Hail Hail next, yeah? There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV signing in. Hail Hail is track number 2 on No Code, okay? We're listening to Pearl Jam tonight. Just had Sometimes. Nice, steady, simple, easy track to listen to. Let's see where we go into. There's got to be a dual dynamic here. It's got to liven up a bit, I reckon. Let's go. Come on now. because I wanna do what I want, baby. I just transcended from my body a moment. Then I just looked at my hand, and I was looking at my hand as if it was another man looking at my hand. That was crazy. Disassociated. Just astral projected. What the actual hell, man? That has never been anything I've gone through before in my life. That's crazy to me. One second.
Sometimes realize I could only be as good as you let me. Are you woman enough to be my man? Bandaged hand in hand.
Normally, when we're listening to music, I'm presented with the album cover, and once you see it, you see it. But this album cover is so fruitful of symbolism and just interesting images that it just gives great food for thought, you know? Plenty of teeth of different kinds. We've got animal teeth. I think it seems to be cat teeth. We've got a human tooth with a brilliant golden filling. We've got the teeth of a jacket, like a zipper. We've got a shouting mouth there at the bottom. Of course, we've got plenty of eyes, you know, of all sorts. Some symbolic, some literal. We've only got one, like, presentation of a human being down on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th row there. So I wonder who that is. Triangles and circles, some squares as well. And in the low right hand side we have the number 5. Now I'm blocking that up right now so you won't see that, but I wonder if that represents that this is the 5th album maybe. That was good. The instrumental created a great contrast between just the driving simplicity of it and his more fluid, you know, vocal performance, which sort of counteracted the normal fashion of a vocal, you know, we'll tend to find on a track like that. You know, it wasn't very laden with hooks and, you know, pop melodies per se. It was a little more A to B, you know, a little bit more fluid in that manner. We've got Who You Are coming up next, track number 3. See you there. Whoa! Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in live and large once again. Had to take the hoodie off. It was, I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you twice. Got a bit of an itch in my armpit, right? Washing regular, of course. Give myself a little scrub. But I got a little bit of a rash. What's going on, people? Anybody want to sort that out for me? Pearl Jam, Who You Are, track number 3, my people to be. This entire list of through goes out to Gaza, Gary, the man, the legend. Let's jump in, shall we? The 90s connoisseur. Let's go. This might not have been the 90s, this might be a bit later. You tell me, people. We're listening to No Code tonight.
Come to sand, not condescend, transcendent to consequences to transcend where we are. Who are we? Who we are? Trample Mars on.
It's a little bit. Here, have we got any car fans out there? Let me tell you, right? No one, apart from yourself and your little twerp friends, cares about your loud car, alright? Fucking horrible, terrible. My father did not give me the attention necessary, so I seek it from pedestrians on the pavement. I got sensitive ears, people, alright? I can't stand noise pollution. I can't stand it in the gym. When you got little... It's the same equivalent. You got these little meatheads who have to overcompensate, so smash the weights, smash the barbells, which is unnecessary because to handle the weight showcases actual strength as opposed to smashing it left, right and centre and using gravity and momentum do the stuff for you. And it's a way to garner attention and to seek approval for the lacking side. That's what I just heard. Then surely you heard that. I mean, this thing's only supposed to pick me up, really. But that was such a fucking batter from outside. I'm sure you heard that. It's disgusting.
Your souls changes all you're upon.
I'm not here for loud noises.
Not at all.
It's like as well people comment talking about, oh, that band was the loudest live experience I have. Oh my god, when I went to some, they were so loud. And it's just like, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. The fact that you go to see an event doesn't mean that they're going to torture you and fuck your hearing up for your entire life. That's no game, alright? That's no game. People take their lives over tinnitus and shit like that. It's crazy, man. And obviously coming from a musical background, like, so many people I know claim to have, and I say claim because we all get a little ring from time to time, but so many of my friends claim to, like, and people I've known, that they've developed it over time. It's a disgusting thing to have.
Can't defend.
I wear glasses, my eyesight's bad enough as it is, I don't need my hearing going.
Take me for a ride before we leave. Avalanche falling fast. A driving winds have been snapped.
Anyway, as I paused it, I was intending to say there's a gospel-esque element to this. You know, like a holy, vocal-led development. In a gospel sense, I think it might be the phrasing of the vocal, the phrasing of the lyrical content, which in particular I'm picking up on. Like the elongated use of words, you know? The elongated syllables. Good bass presence on this record. Good clarity. Come on now. I mean, at this point, Pearl Jam are incorporating, from what I perceive as a little bit of a world influence, you know, delving beyond the general Western code of writing rock music, expanding somewhat, you know. Jack Irons doesn't get the recognition he deserves for his time in Pearl Jam, says Yogs and Forfeit. So let's put some respect on him. Jack Irons is the drummer on this record. It's a name I've never come across before, Jack Irons. Should we do some Cranberries next as well? We haven't really touched the Cranberries. Everything I've heard from the Cranberries, well, I don't like the tune Zombie. It's not one for me, but it's a hit, right? But the other Cranberries tunes I've heard have been fucking fantastic. So I think we need to delve into the Cranberries at one point. 1996. Ashari says the biggest band in the world puts out this gem of a song, layered perfection, no chorus, no hook, just unique creative awesomeness. Who else could pull this off? Has anybody got a response as to who else could pull it off? Someone says no one. That's all we need to know. I like how he referenced no hook. That's what I spoke of on the last song, you know. There was a great dissonance between the vocal and the instrumental in the last track, because they don't overdo it with the melodic hooks and the choruses and, you know, this, that and the third. Or at least, as of so far on this record, they haven't. Truth be told, I do like a hook. I like a cheesy hook, I do. Lovely tune. Whether it's a sitar or an effect on the guitar, who knows? You never know. You never know, deal with these pedals and whatnot. In My Tree coming up next. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. No Code is the record. Pearl Jam is the band. Alright, let's jump straight in. We had a calm one. So we've gone from calm to lively to calm. Is this going to be a lively one? Are we going to form a pattern here? In My Tree. More respect for Jack Irons. Shall I get a pizza in tonight, people? I've not ordered... Bro, if you've been watching this channel for a minute, if you kept up with me on the Patreon and you just sort of like jamming through the records, you'll know I used to always get takeaways ordered during the listen throughs. Now I've not had a takeaway in the best part of since ever. Because I went independent. I was once employed, but now no more. So I'm just making my way through doing my bits and bobs. So as far as like subscribing to the Patreon, it means a hell of a lot, you know. Contributions and the Patreon requests and so forth is absolutely phenomenal, purely as, hey, it keeps lights on, it keeps my water bill paid, and it aids me towards the things that, you know, ensure I'm not on the streets. So there's a deeper level of love when it comes to that regard and that relationship we establish. You know, for you might be a little bit of entertainment, for me it's you know, a godsend, well and truly. But with that being said, I digress. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, if you're on the Patreon, you'll have acknowledged I was always getting takeaways and this and that, and now not as much so, because, you know, the money's got to go where the money has to go. But I think, you know, I might enjoy myself tonight. I'm a bit pranged, though, because I've never put into consideration who's delivering my food, and nowadays there's been a bit of a discussion open to that. So, you know, we're getting over here in England, without getting too political, we're getting a bunch of illegals come over via boat, right? And it turns out that they're getting hired for rent at hotels by I don't want to use the wrong term here, so like one of these companies, but I believe it was Deliveroo who was hiring these people. So it's sort of like, it was bad enough as it is, but it sort of highlights the idea that you are paying a stranger to handle your food, and you're paying a stranger to come and know where you live and acknowledge your living space. You know, if you order it to your apartment, to your front door, to your house, who do you know is coming to your door and having a look at what you got or how they can get it? Hey, maybe from time to time I got a little bit of a criminal mind, right? And I think, well, if I know a guy who's handy and could do with a couple of quid and go halves with me, I could flag out a spot for him to come over and sort out during the night, you know? You never know who you're dealing with, people, and safety and security is paramount, isn't it? So, yeah, that put me off of getting deliveries as well, to be honest with you. And it's like, you say, well, you can go out there and get the food yourself. Yeah, you can do, but it sort of detracts from the whole comfort element of getting something ordered to your house. It's like, I'm sort of paying to not have to do that, and that's the brilliance of it, you know? But yeah, I think word on the street is Deliveroo are getting sued for a lot of money for it. It won't go through. It won't go through. It's all planned, all right? I know I said I won't get political, but just to end it here, the government creates a problem, then solves the problem under the guise of security, and you thank them for it, right? So let's say, for example, I just bring a bunch of people into the country who might not necessarily have anyone's best interest at heart. We rile it up. We get the news outlets and the media outlets to bring a big stir and cause division, as always. That's the whole point, right? To cause division. There's no good news. There's only bad news that puts people against each other. The only good news is the 5th story out of the 5 stories, and that's a sports story, which is built upon division and tribalism, and it's distracting entertainment anyway, to detract from the main issues. And then they'll say, well, we can solve the problem. How about you get this digital ID where we know who's who and who's supposed to be here and who's not? And then everybody goes in line to solve the problem. Things don't get any better, but now they've got you locked down even further on the grid. Do you know where I'm coming from? Same old, same old. Same old. Yeah. Sorry about that, people. The drummer is unique, and the performance on these lesser, you know, these more quieter tone tracks, these more smooth tracks, the percussion element is a little more freeform and a little more exciting than just your general drummer just playing a drum beat, you know. So put some respect on the drummer, yeah, most definitely. There's a good atmosphere to this record so far, you know. There's a good atmosphere. The vocal performance is unique. He tells a story. He doesn't rely on the traditional song structure, which, you know, is quite cheap comparative to what we're hearing on this record so far, you know. It's a little bit more artistic, a little bit more creative with the vocal line. Yeah, this is an enjoyable experience so far. It's a very mature sound. It's a very mature sound. We've got Smile coming up next. I'll see you there, yeah? Yes, now bless now, Des Rocksteady, king of the Pit TV. Smile is the tune of this one. What a beautiful name. What a beautiful title for a track. I'm a fan. I'm a fan already. Pearl Jam, No Code, track 5 of 13, devoted to my man Gary. One love, brother, let's go. Sounds like Dinosaur Jr., eh? Anything with a fuzz guitar sounds like Dinosaur Jr.
Don't it make you smile? Don't it make you smile? When the sun don't shine. Don't it make you smile? Don't it make you smile? Don't it make me smile? When the sun don't shine, it don't shine. Don't it make me smile?
Lovely introduction to the piano there, you hear them keys?
I miss you. I miss you always. I miss you already. I miss you always. This is how I feel.
It's a toe tapper. This is the toe tapper so far. Nice gentle groove. Great slap off of that snare drum. We're not messing about, are we, people? Come on now.
I miss you already. I miss you always. Three crooked hearts swirls all around. I miss you always.
Good groove, not too bad. I wish it was a little more major key though, a little more upbeat, a little more bright, because with a tune called Smile, it sets the tone, it sets a standard. I don't want a middle ground sound for a tune called Smile. I want the brightest sound going. I want a sunny day. It goes hand in hand, doesn't it? A sunny day and a smile. Very nice. Off he goes, coming up next. Yes, sir! There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. Anybody had a White Claw? That's the thing of the time now, innit? I heard that all of the kids, the new generation, are sipping on White Claws. That's the thing. Bro, where do you come from? What's the economy saying where you are? Because paying flipping 18 quid, 800 quid actually, I heard they go for per can. Actually, 8,000 pounds for one can of White Claw, and it's like no more than 5%. It's like 4% alcohol. Bro, come on. Come on, we used to spend £3, get a 2 litre bottle of cider, and that was good enough. Get rinsed off of that. Some White Ace, some White Lightning, some white cider. Same stuff that makes, you know, homeless people go blind. Come on now, people. We didn't mess around. What's this White Claw shit? Come on. The new generation are soft, but marketing must be on point, because we got the advertisements, they're flooding the flipping, you know, the shelves on the inside of the fridge at the stores, but nah. Let's keep going. Off he goes. Track 6 of 13, we're listening to Pearl Jam, No Code. What a guan. This is quite a subtle record, you know. Quite a calm record. A lot of sad stories in the comments. I don't want to invite that today. Life's hard enough as it is, people. It's hard enough as it is.
His face seemed full and tan, like he's riding on a motorbike in the strongest winds. So I approached with tact, suggested he should relax. But he's always moving much too fast. Said and see me on the flip side. On the strip he's taking for a ride. He's been taking too much on. There he goes with his perfectly unkept clothes. There he goes. He's yet to come back, but I've seen his picture. It doesn't look the same up on the rack. We go way back. I wonder about his insides. It's like his thoughts are too big Nothing's changed but the surrounding bullshit that has grown. And now he's home and we're laughing like we always did. My same old friend.
This is a song, right, which is going to mean a lot to a lot of people. This is reminiscent of the Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd in its energy and then, you know, the components of the song. But with that being said, I know you're going to hit me with the, you got to read the lyrics, bro. You got to read the lyrics. Trust me, famo. I'm on a bit of a high. I'm jamming. I'm enjoying the calm tones. I'm having an okay time. But I'm not going into the lyrical content. And I'm not going that deep into things. News of the day is, for you Americans out there, I mean, I've been following it to some extent. Shannon Sharpe, yeah? What was Shannon Sharpe, a NFL player? He got hit, didn't he? He became a commentator. And he got hit by a lawsuit from a 20-year-old OnlyFans model suing him for 50 mil. And only today, if not yesterday, well, I think they settled yesterday, if not a couple of days ago, outside of court. Which, I mean, self-explanatory really, but I suppose, you know, as a celebrity, sometimes it's just not worth the stain on the name. But she's made a post today saying she's quitting from OnlyFans, so whatever she's received must have been substantially. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? If you're a celebrity, or if you're a person of high, you know, public notoriety, you gotta be careful as hell with these women. That's crazy. I'm not saying he didn't misbehave, by the way. I'm just saying, like, you know, what you think could be an okay situation, then suddenly you get some lawyer sending you the letter serving you some crazy shit. Why not? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I saw the strain creeping.
I know a lot of pretty ladies, and I know a lot of men who have got a lot of money and a wandering eye. And if you masterminded that and put two and two together, you could make a couple of quid off of that combo, I'll tell you that. People do that.
He's off again.
Nice calm number, soothing, smooth. As I said, it's going to mean a lot to a lot of people. I know there's a deeper level to it. It's entitled Off He Goes. It's symbolic, it's metaphorical. It'll apply to people, you know, losing people through this way or that way. Completely understand. As I said, aligned it with Wish You Were Here, which is the greatest compliment to me because I adored that song when I was younger. Alright, hit me in the right place. We've got Habit coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to No Code. This is a surprisingly easy listening record. The idea that we're on track 7 already is striking, you know, no problems whatsoever. Habit is the title of this one. Let's go. Sounds like Nirvana. This sounds proper like Nirvana, don't you think? Someone's got to comment that. If you guys are wondering, Eddie did this song with the bassist from the Minutemen and with Dave Grohl. Okay. I mean, you need a powerhouse of a drummer for this one, don't you? Just smash them drums on this one. This is a skate video soundtrack, this. Go on, bring it back on the riff. Down, 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 down. Bring it back on the riff. We're 7 tracks in, and that drum and bass bit, the outro there, the guitar solo, drum and bass bit, that's been the best bit of the record. They were grooving then, I like that a lot, that was a great sound. This was a good tune. I like this one. This was my cup of tea. This aligned with my headspace right now. I like that. That was very Nirvana, in my opinion. I'm surprised it wasn't referenced at all in the comment section. We've got Red Mosquito coming up next, yeah? Yes, now bless now. Don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. No Code is the record. Pearl Jam is the band. Number 8 is the song number out of a whopping 13 tunes. Arguably, it could be considered 12 tracks because the next one's only going to be 1 minute long, so I assume it's some, interlude of sorts. And Gaza, my man Gary, is the man who recommended this, so don't thank me, Pearl Jam fans. Thank my very good friend Gary for this one. Let's go. Red Mosquito. Last track might have been my favourite. Habit. Let's go. Someone says one of those albums that just get better and better with time. You know what? Honestly, I can see where they're coming from with that one. This is, I said initially, quite a mature record. And these albums that are good but don't rely on hooks and, you know, drawing you in with these, you know, what one may consider like a cheap tactic, like your traditional songwriting, which is intended on forcing ideas in your head as opposed to allowing it to marinate and for you to fall into the sound of the act. This is definitely one of them albums where it grows on you, you know, and as you listen to it time and time, you start to build a relationship with it, as opposed to it just being a flashy, glittery, sparkly, you know, pop album. Great multi-layered vocals there. Fantastic. Quality tune. That was Red Mosquito. Great outro there. Been a couple of good outros on this record. Normally the outro is just like, it's a flipping outro, who cares? But, you know, this band has sort of revitalised the idea of just getting a cheap throwaway bit to put at the end and, you know, given a grand amount of substance. I like it being an actual bridge as opposed to just, you know, the end of the song. Let's keep on moving. We've got Present Tense coming up next. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. No Code is the record, Pearl Jam is the band. We're going to listen to both track 9 and 10 in order. First one is Lukin, and then it'll going to flow into present tense. Let's jump in, yeah? Written in honour of Matt Lukin from Mudhoney. Proper rock and roll. It's like the a couple of the Sex Pistol influenced Oasis numbers that they did at the start of their career. Instrumentally, at least. Let's keep it moving. We've got present tense coming up next.
Do you see the way that tree bends? Does it inspire? Leaning out to catch the sun's rays.
This was in The Last of Us. Yeah, my missus at the moment gets horny as hell over that guy who was in The Last of Us. What's his name? Pedro. Was he in The Last of Us? She gets excited over my man Pedro. I seen something about that guy though. I don't really follow programs or films or games and stuff like that. Like these entities don't mean much to me. But somebody says, where did he come from? I just saw somebody mention it. And a load of people were sort of commented in agreement, just like, yeah, this guy just came out of nowhere. So you know, who is that Pedro guy? Did he just come out of nowhere? Is he like a plant of sorts?
Are you getting something out of this old and
Someone says, terrible series. Shame on HBO for such a shit show. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree from what I've seen.
You can spend your time alone, redigesting past regrets. Or you can come to terms and realize you're the only one who can forgive yourself. Makes much more sense to live in the present tense.
What does it remind me of? Dum, dum, dum. Bum, dum. Reminds me of a particular song. I always do this. It sounds like Oasis again. Sounds like Champagne Supernova. Which, Champagne Supernova, at this point in my life, I think Champagne Supernova might be the best rock song of all time. Honestly, I think Champagne Supernova is the best rock song of all time. You can give me a glam, you can give me your riffs, but there's something about that song. It's gorgeous. It's an incredible number.
Have you ideas on how this life ends? Checked your hands and studied the lines. Have you the belief that the road ahead ascends off into the light? Seems that needlessly it's getting harder to find an approach and a way to live. Are we getting something out of this whole encompassing trip? You can spend your time alone, redigesting past regrets. Or you can come to terms and realize you're the only one who cannot forgive yourself. Makes much more sense to live in the present
Lively, come on. This has to be influenced by Champagne Supernova. It's the same moving bass line, and it's awkward as hell, believe it or not, to play Champagne Supernova due to the fingering of the fretting of that. Well, for someone like me at least, and I've played enough guitar now to know what's, you know, awkward and what's not, and it's quite awkward to play that moving bass line in that song or get that technique, and it feels like we're doing the same thing here. I really think this is indirectly influenced by Champagne Supernova. I mean, this was 96. Champagne Supernova was 95, I think. On, What's the Story? Brilliant. That was a good song. As far as like the more emotive driven ones, that in my opinion was better than Off He Goes. I enjoyed that one more. I thought that was better. I felt, you know, some transitions, like the choice of intervals in the chords and stuff, they were unique, but they weren't perfect to me, but that's just a matter of preference, right? I thought that one was better than the other one. We've got Mankind coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV signing in. No Code is the record. Pearl Jam is the band. Track 11 of 13 is entitled Mankind. Let's go. Punk rock, eh? All the small things. Does sound like Dave Grohl on the microphone there. I am a guy who is the contrary to your general Pearl Jam fan. Because all of these tunes were uploaded 3 years ago, right, onto YouTube. Or distributed onto YouTube. Now, the two lowest viewed songs are the ones I've liked the most. I like this sound. And I like the sound of... what one was it? Habit. I liked Habit as well, but they were the least viewed ones. People like the more, you know, emotionally connective ones as opposed to like the straight rock numbers, I feel, on this album in particular. But it's funny because the other one sounded like Nirvana, and someone says this one sounds like Foo Fighters. It does sound like it's fronted by Grohl. Right, check.
it's just inadvertent imitation, a pattern in all mankind. What's got the whole world thinking? 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 What's got the whole world thinking?
Good tune. I like that one. This is probably the most hook-based song they had. They structured that like a proper song, like a traditional song. That was good. Yeah, that was one of my favourites, most definite. It might have been my favourite, arguably. We've got I'm Open coming up next. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Coming to the end slowly and surely. This record, No Code by Pearl Jam. This is track 12 of 13 songs. It's entitled I'm Open. This title listen through goes out to my very good friend Gary and long-time supporter of the channel. So one love for that, Gary. This is recommended on the Patreon. And it might be the shortest track on the record, bar Lukin. Let's go.
A man lies in his bed in a room with no door. He waits, hoping for a present, something, anything to enter. After spending half his life searching, he still felt as blank as the ceiling at which he stared. He is alive, but feels absolutely nothing. So is he? When he was 6, he believed that the moon overhead followed him. By 9, he had deciphered the illusion, trading magic for fact. No trade-backs. So this is what it's like to be an adult. If he only knew now what he knew then. Sideways atop crumpled sheets and no covers, he decides to dream up a new self for himself.
Let's finish this off, shall we? Let's do Around the Bend right now. The Thatcher. It was a tune, but it might as well have been filler, that song. Might as well have been filler, alright? Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll call it another one. Around the Bend coming up next, yeah? There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in, finishing this record off. Didn't have much to say about I'm Open. It was a filler. Get it off of the record, in my humble opinion. Around the Bend is the last track. Let's finish this off. It's been a very solemn album, you know? Some might say quite melancholy in nature, perhaps. Put some respect on the pianist, please.
Your head deep in my arms.
Someone says it sounds like Uncle Neil's Harvest Moon. Fair play. Fair play. Uncle Neil being Neil Young, you know. An artist I don't know too much about, but Young Man is, you know, a fantastic number. I love that song a lot.
My fingertips, they close your eyes. Of you dream, my little child. There's a sun around the bend. There's a sun around the bend.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone says the song could be written today. The Lumineers or Arcade Fire could have written this. I saw the Lumineers perform not so long back. It's not my type of music, let's be fair. But man, did they have a pull? Do they have a pull? I've not been to like a live music event in an arena ever, I think. Ever, which is mad. I got the ticket bought for me and I'm blessed for that, you know? But yeah, a lot of people. And I it wasn't my sort of music, so I was sort of doing the math and just paying attention to the crowd, and I'm thinking to myself, there's definitely a demographic here. So you can see how, you know, the powers that be can use music as magic to influence particular markets of people in particular ways. Because I was like, you know, not the target audience for this particular act, but I saw the people around me and whom they were, and how they were not necessarily the sort of people I engage with on my day-to-day basis, and they had all turned up in the thousands to see this act. And I'm thinking, wow, like, you know what I mean? It'd be flipping easy to influence these lot by slowly and surely adjusting the lyrical content and the, you know, the undercurrent of the message of this band, and have this repetitively reinforce or redefine what this particular market of people believe in or want to support or be repulsed by. Crazy, right? I was looking from the outside in. That was the most prominent presence of the keys on this record, and I enjoyed it for that. It was a fascinating song to have on the end of the record, you know? And with it being the end, it really brings it all together of how clean a record this is. How, we break it up with some rockier songs, but I wouldn't call it a rock record, you know? I wouldn't call it a rock record. It doesn't possess the spirit of rock to me. This is more of a singer-songwriter rooted record than a rock record. This isn't necessarily a guitar band, you know. This is a conceptual sound. It's fascinating to me. But that was No Code by Pearl Jam. It was an alright tune to finish off. It was a nice soothing tone. But it's ever so soothing when you think of Pearl Jam, right? To me, I don't hear soothing sounds. I don't jump to smooth, cool, calm, country-esque songwriting. Let's finish off. I'm going to give a final review at this record. I'll give it a rating out of 10, and I'll see you around the corner. Peace. Yes, now bless now people. Don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of Pit TV signing in. We just listened to the album No Code by Pearl Jam. 13 tracks. It is recommended on Patreon by my good friend Gary. So, Gary is the connoisseur of the 90s. What more needs to be said? We're continuing on with the theme. I reckon we're going to most definitely have heard all of the best records of the 90s via Gary in due time. One Love, my friend. This was 1996. Also, I read briefly. There was no credits in the description of the video in relation to when it was published and, you know, the songwriting credits, which I like to look through. I do like to see familiar names in the songwriting credits and whatnot and fill a few gaps and give respect to the acts. But Pearl Jam themselves haven't done that in the distribution of this via YouTube, so that's the way it is. Let's start with the production. Clean and clear production. Is it the best production I've ever heard? No, I'd think it's sort of void of characteristic, but it is incredibly clean and clear, and definitely doesn't do a disservice to the act. You know, you hear everything perfect, pristine to a T. Very, very, very nice and clear production value. Expensive production value, no doubt. I mean, I'm verging on a definite for the it being high value production. The drumming is very good. People really gassing up the drummer in the comment section. Yeah, the drums are good. Good percussive moments, you know, as opposed to just being a driving rock band. So good percussive moments. Good sort of free-form activity from time to time. Were the drums that good that I feel it was necessary to single out the drummer and say this is the best thing ever? No, I don't necessarily agree with the listeners on that. I think the drumming is good, but not to a point where we were listening to the Smashing Pumpkins on that first record where I was like, what the fuck? And, you know, your The Who, Quadrophenia, where I'm like, what the heck am I listening to? Just a good drummer, tight drummer, but as like the rest of the band, they are all on the even playing field of talent, I would say. This is a vocal-driven band. Or a vocal-driven record. The band sort of just simply serve as a soundscape to the vocal line, you know, the canvas to the painting that the vocal produces, and that is not unlike what you would get in singer-songwriter music, where the main emphasis is the lyrical content and the vocal performance. So that's where I feel like we're rooted a little more so in a singer-songwriter-based project as opposed to a rock band-based project. When it comes to me, if I'm being picky and I was to categorize things, you know, I mean, if we were to be like autistically like specialized in where we're putting it, yeah, we put in like a soft rock, if just not like a general rock categorization. But you know, so much of this is soft and smooth and twinkly on the guitars and clean, that there is near to no rock elements in half of this record, I would say. You know, if I was to talk about rock music, you know what I mean? Rock on, dude. The vocals are good. The songwriting is good. We've got people screaming. It's not my type of songwriting because I like bubblegum pop, basic bitch stuff, where they give me a nice chorus, I can sing along to the chorus, and it's all a bit cheap and whimsical and, you know, easy. This is a little bit more mature. You know, the project as a whole is mature. It's very adult, and I say that with the utmost respect. It's definitely a project that will grow on you as you listen to it over a period of time and get to learn the quirks and the ins and outs of the record, because they don't spoon feed you it with repetition and overt like sections, and, you know, construct it like some of the more you know, poppier bands of the time, the ABABC be out structured numbers. My favourite songs on the record are the ones, numerically speaking, that others don't necessarily agree with as much. It seems like the Pearl Jam fandom are a little bit more you know, tuned in to the emotive songs, the songs that have got something to say in a particular way, whereas me, I just like the rock and roll numbers. Throw a bit of overdrive on the guitar, give a bit of a tempo to the number, and that suits me a little bit more. But the numbers drop on all of my favourite songs as far as like the view count is concerned. If I'm to rate this record, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'll give it a 6.5. It doesn't tickle my pickle as much as, you know, some of the more well-known Pearl Jam numbers and records, but I got to put some respect for how the mature element of this is. I'm sure this speaks to somebody. If I was young in my teenage years and I listened to this whilst I was like going on a walk or something, and I'd smoked a couple of biff that most definitely have to be high as fuck, most definitely smoke a few bifters, and I was just really attentive and in the zone with this record playing, I'd feel it a little bit more. But that's about it. I need something a little more up tempo, I would say, at this point. A little bit more of a powerhouse, you know, a bit more distortion. Anyway, that's me signing out on that one. Peace, one love, people. Goodbye.